everybody, welcome to Ron's Basement, and I'm glad you're here for my daddy's show.
The price of silver is collapsing. Is the sales volume of silver collapsing in the retail bullion market? And if not, what could that be telling us? And are these coin shops just ripping us off? Also, are you interested in getting $211 in free silver? We're going to cover all of this with our good friend, Coin Shop Chris. Welcome back to Ron's Basement.
How you doing, Ron?
I'm doing pretty good, buddy. How are you doing?
It is great to be back in the basement, my friend.
Yeah, great to be back. Great to have you back, but not a great silver price lately. It has been absolutely collapsing, Chris. What do you think about that?
Well, it collapsed Monday to Thursday on, and Friday we picked up some. So, I mean, that's okay. I mean, I didn't think it was going to dip below 22, so I was wrong there. So I will always announce when I'm wrong.
Well, at least one of the two of us is wrong from time to time, right?
That's right. You're always right, Ron.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Hey, so it's really interesting though. I'm hearing something different from you and from other contacts I have in the retail bullion market about sales, because typically when the price of silver collapses like it did over the last few weeks, sales of silver bullion to the retail investment market collapses as well. But are we, Chris? Are we seeing something different now? And what could that mean?
Ron, I cannot make heads and tails because normally you are absolutely right. When the price dips, the sales go goodbye. I mean, but this time, I don't know what it is. This week we had a very, very good week. We didn't make a lot this week. The sales were there, but I mean, we had to raise some premiums up a little bit to offset some of the losses. But people are coming in. I think the smart money's finally coming in again. Is this going to continue? I have to wait and see.
Yeah, it's really interesting because it's a known fact that, after observing the market for decades, most people will tell you that when the price of silver drops, unfortunately, retail investors, individual investors get spooked and sell their silver. But we're seeing this complete different behavior now. I was talking with the guys over at Pimbex, and they reported to me very robust sales, not quite at the level that we had back in March and April when we had that little banking crisis here in the United States, but very strong sales. And it goes along with my theory that something weird is going on right now in the precious metals market, not just silver, but gold and platinum also. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Do you think people are getting ripped off at the coin shops? Because now I'm hearing, this whole idea that premiums are high again, premiums are going up. What's your thought on that?
Well, that question, I get a lot, Ron, and that kind of gets my goat just a tad, is because I really don't believe coin shops are out there to rip you off. Yes, we did raise premiums this week twice. We raised it 60 cents on Tuesday, I believe it was, and on Thursday we raised it another 30 cents an ounce. We're trying to cover some of the losses. We're really lucky to be making 20 to 40 cents an ounce right now. Where we were making before $2 to $4 per round or a coin. Yeah, we did buy some more from the deal to offset some of these losses we're accumulating. But that's the way the business goes. I mean, so if people really think, Ron, the coin shops are ripping you off, the price is out of whack, just don't buy. I mean, if you're out there, I was looking for a chainsaw today, a pole saw. QVC had it for 109, Walmart had it for 111, and Home Depot had it for 134. So you ask yourself, okay, is Home Depot ripping you off now? This is why you got to shop around. If you don't like your LCS prices, just don't get it that day. I mean, do you know? I mean, that question comes up a lot, and are there some coin shops that do try to take advantage? There's a handful that I can think of, but I'm not going to name them because that's not what we're here to do, Ron.
Mm-hmm.
But most coin shops will sell some coin shops will sell a loss. Some coin shops will hold back until the price comes up on some of their stuff.
Yeah,
It's
and
really
coin shops are for-profit businesses like any. So, but they're also a business and they operate within a competitive environment. So people that are watching right now, I mean, the biggest thing that you can do to protect yourself to make sure you're getting the best value is do comparison shopping, and make sure that you're comparing apples to apples. And then what you can assure yourself of is that you're getting, the most value for your dollar when you go to buy some. But nobody's going to buy silver. I think, people get frustrated by seeing the COMEX spot price or the COMEX futures price and think, well, why, when it's $21, why do I have to pay $25, for instance, to get a Canadian maple leaf? And well, the reason why is that, not only do they have to get that silver out of the ground and refine it, but then it has to be sent to a mint and turned into a coin, and from there it goes to a wholesaler, and from a wholesaler typically then it goes to a coin shop, right? So there's a lot of steps in the process as well.
Well, I gotta correct you on one thing. It's not called the COMEX no more. We're gonna call it the CRIMEX. That is just that is the paper price that we're seeing. Paper don't
Right.
mean nothing. If you're worried, this is where a lot of people get frustrated. They see that paper price, and there should be two different markets, really, Ron. Should be the CRIMEX market and in a physical market.
Mm-hmm.
Because really what the market is what you're willing to pay for that ounce. I mean, if
Right.
you're willing to still pay, I say if any silver right now under $30 an ounce, $30 or less, it's a steal. It
Yeah.
really is. I
Yeah.
mean,
I
I
saw.
got one.
Go ahead.
I got one today on eBay. A saucy around 29.88. So I think my threshold. I was happy to
Right.
pay it.
Yeah. I looked
I mean,
earlier today. Pimbex had Pimbex right there. They are PIMBEX. They're our sponsor. We're going to talk more about them later, but they had Canadian maple leafs for around $25 an ounce. I mean, that's a competitive price. I think the other thing for people to remember is, everybody hates the COMEX and says that's not the real price of silver until they go to buy physical bullion for themselves, and then they they want to be able to buy it at the COMEX price. And remember, the COMEX, they're like the Walmart of the precious metals industry. They like to roll back prices, right?
and that's absolutely right, Ron. I mean, Pinbacks is, I have been very impressed with their prices, and we will cover that in a minute because I got a deal over the week that's going to blow people's mind away. If everybody can give this a quick like, share, and subscribe, we appreciate it. Ron's over 28,200 subs now. How fast can we get him to 29,000? That's what I'd like to see this week.
First Mining Gold is a development company advancing two of the largest gold projects in Canada. Springpole in Ontario and Duparquet, located in Quebec, each already has 5 million ounces of gold reserves, but exploration initiatives are underway at both projects to find even more gold. First Mining is well-financed, has zero debt, and owns an interest in 4 additional Canadian gold development projects.
How can people watching right now potentially get themselves $211 in free silver? Chris, you've got some comparisons for us to show the great disparity out there in the market when people are shopping.
Absolutely, Ron. I do this every week with you. I pick something from Pinbacks, and then I search for a price just with the one kilo sushi bar, which is 32.15 ounces. So I searched them. I searched a bunch of other ones, but J.R. Bolin. This was on eBay, $975, Ron. Aiden on eBay was $829.05. Money Metals on their website was $827.56. JM Bullion was 854.54. At Max was 815.47. Provident Metals was 798.23. SD Bullion on their website was 783.08. Bullion Exchange on eBay was 771.94. I also checked Hero Bullion, Silver, Gold, and Bull. They were both out, but Hero Bullion had the last price of 841. Pinbacks came in at 763.60. So if you minus 975, if you take 975 and minus 763.60, that's a $211.40 savings on.
For the exact same bar, you said it was a 1
Same.
kilo bar, 1 kilo bar, Swiss, what was it? Swiss, the
Sushi.
mint. Okay.
Sushi,
Okay.
yeah.
So like we just
Sweet.
talked about, like we just talked about with everybody, when you're buying metals and if you're complaining about the high premiums, well, then the best thing you can do to protect yourself, because there's going to be premiums no matter where you go, is do comparison shopping. And what you just demonstrated for everyone is that on a 1 kilo bar, if you compare that amongst 10 different sources for the same exact bar, there's a $211 difference. And hey, look, some people say, well, I'm money, it's not that big of a deal. Well, that's 8 ounce, that's 8 of those Canadian maple leafs that you could buy. You could buy the kilo bar from Pimbex or whoever the lowest price is. But in this case, it is Pimbex. Buy the kilo bar and order yourself 7 or 8 Canadian maple leafs for the same price that you could have bought just 1 kilo bar from the highest priced offering. Is that safe to say?
That's safe to say. And everybody wants to check my numbers too. I mean, there've been a few comments that they've not been too clear, and this website's cheaper. Well, give us the price, please.
Yeah. When did you check those numbers, Chris?
This was done on October 6th of 2023 at 5:20 p.m. Ron, and we are recording this on the day after.
Right.
So
So these are real. Yeah, this is the day after. 211. I'm trying to think how many we figured the other day that ding dongs sell for about 35 cents each. If my math is correct, that's you could also buy yourself 700 ding dongs with that savings, right, Chris?
She did absolutely, but I'm not gonna buy that many on a dime, Ron. Maybe you would now. But no, I mean, this is why I do this every single week. It's not like I'm getting involved with Pinbacks, talking to guys at Pinbacks, say, hey, give me the cheapest price that you have and put it up with it. No, this is me going on every Friday night, searching for one thing. And week after week, Pinbacks comes in the cheapest price every single week. So shout out to Pinbacks. And, if people really, appreciate my work, I do have a donation link in the description of the video. Because, this is what I do for everybody, is try to help you guys find the best price.
I'm waiting for you to tell people, save that $200 and just send it to me. My donation links in the description of the video, right, Chris?
Well, they don't have to send that much. If they want to send $1.40, and then keep the $20.11, keep $210 from the South Sean to go buy more silver, go right ahead.
Right. No, Chris does this every week. He's not reimbursed or paid or anything. Does this out of the kindness of his heart. So he's giving you purely objective information. And I agree with what you said too. If somebody can find a better deal, tell us about it in the comment section, because it's interesting. That's how I found out about Pimbex myself. I was a customer of Pimbex before they became a sponsor of this channel, and I've learned about them from the community, from the fellow basement dwellers in the comment section. People said, check out Pimbex, because people that know me, you can just take one quick look around my basement. I'm very value oriented, right? And I like to buy things, like to get the most for my money. And people said, you got to check out Pimbex, and I did, and I was happy, and I continue to be happy, and I'm continue to be grateful that they're a sponsor as well. Let's talk about Weber seasonings briefly. My favorite seasonings, the gold standard of the seasoning world. Chris, we're going to have to send some of these down there to you so you can, try them out when you make your world famous hamburgers as well.
Well, I just want to ask you when is that going to happen, Ron?
Well, I'm quick to send things, Chris. You know that, correct? Yeah.
But no, going back to Pinbacks, Ron, I've been working for this coin shop probably about 5 years now, and I did not know about Pinbacks until you actually mentioned to me.
I've brought so many wonderful things into your life, Chris, haven't I?
I got to give that sponsorship the more credit. They really do the best pricing. So we will move on.
Yeah, well, let me say this really quickly as well. I've received a lot of emails. I even got one this morning from a member of our basement dweller community telling me about their experience with Pimbex, and everybody has been very happy, right? Sure, there's bumps in the road. I mean, they're dealing with a lot of our community base now. There's been bumps in the road. That happens, right? The important thing is, are things resolved? Are they worked through? And there's very few bumps in the road, but everybody is giving me really positive feedback, not only about the prices, but about the customer service as well. And enough talking about our sponsor, and they're a great sponsor, and we're grateful for them. But Chris is going to give us what everybody's been waiting for. The 30-day numbers. Chris, go ahead.
The past 30 days, Ron, silver was down $1.74, or down 7.42%. Gold was down $97.50, or down 5.01%. Platinum was down $30.60, or down 3.34%. Our friend Bitcoin actually had a good past 30 days, Ron. Bitcoin was up $2,192.61, or up 8.51%. And oil went down a little bit, down $4.73 a barrel, or down 5.40% over the past 30 days.
Wow.
So, I mean, as remember last week, Ron, silver was down close to 10%. We were just under the 10% threshold. So we did all right over this past week, the average in for the 30 days. So hopefully it continues next week.
I think this is the last week we're going to do the 30-day numbers until you can report some positive information on silver in particular. We're just going to have to knock this out altogether, Chris.
Well, I think it's fair to do it every single week, just because at least, we actually gained. From last week, if people watch my video, we were down 9.99%. So we came back a little bit.
Yeah, you're the bearer of good news. Like we talked about at the beginning, there's just a lot of weirdness in the precious metals markets right now. I'm hearing that from a lot of different people. This fact that we've got robust sales occurring on a big price drop, and if there was no big official crisis that occurred that would have prompted people to buy, right? There was no new big fear situation. It was just a rug pull price drop in the price of silver and gold, for that matter, as well. But the resulting reaction from the individual investor community is leaving many people baffled, and I think could be a sign of things to come as we head into what could be a period where we do start to see some crisis. That when we do hit those rough patches and some really bad things do potentially happen, the available supplies of precious metals are going to be even more constricted. But we know one thing for sure: we'll be back to cover it all with you, Coin Shop Chris and me, Ron from Ron's Basement. Chris, is there anything you want to say before we bid everyone farewell?
I just want to congratulate everybody who got on this lower price. Just keep on stacking, and the price will come back. I do truly believe that, and I'm not just saying that because I work in the coin shop, or Pinbacks is our sponsor. I really do believe we're going to see higher prices soon. When? I can't tell you when. But
Yeah.
congratulations on everybody again who has stacked some more this past week.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Chris. And we'll look forward to talking again with you next week, my friend.
We will see you next week, my friend. And we'll talk next week. And I don't know else what we do next week, but we will do something else.
You're gonna have some good numbers for us next week, I have a feeling.
Hopefully I'll have some better numbers. Yes.
Yeah. You got any jokes or anything you want to share with everybody?
I'm fresh out of jokes this week, Ron. Unless you want to send
Let me
unless you want to
see.
send me my ding dongs there that you still have
Yeah,
two
that's
boxes of.
you're never gonna let go of that. Hey,
Oh wait,
what?
whoa. You started the ding dong thing, so I guess we're gonna keep it going.
Yes. The if for those who don't know, Coin Shop Chris has a little issue with ding dongs, and we hear different numbers, but it's somewhere between 5 and 7 on an average day of ding dongs. So, what since it's Halloween season, do you know what a ghost's favorite plant is?
I have no idea. You're gonna say ding dong or something?
No, bamboo.
Oh my God.
All right, buddy. We'll see you
All
soon.
right.
Thanks, Chris.
We will
Bye bye.
talk to you soon. Yeah, bye-bye.